All right, so I wanted to show you how I put this fence in and the process that I went through to get to where I'm at now and what I've got left to do. And maybe this will help somebody else out there who's getting ready to do it, who, very similar to myself, had maybe never done this, maybe had no idea what they were doing. So the goats are going to be housed in this barn right here. And down there at the far end of the barn, just past that window, we're going to build a door for them to come in and out, and they're going to walk across this this deck here, and I'm going to build a ramp for them to go down. So I wanted this area here to kind of be the starting point. I'm going to put a post right here next to the porch, and then we've got these two posts right here, and then we've got this other corner here, and I'm going to put H braces in right here. I'll show you why we turned it there. We wanted to save the crabapple tree, and I couldn't come out any closer to the driveway because, I don't know if you can see that red flag right there, we had to have Miss Dig come out and mark it, and our main underground power line going back to the pole barn runs right here. It's where that flag is. So we decided to save the crabapple tree because we think it's really pretty, especially in the spring. So what I did here was I put this corner post in. I put that one in next, and then I turned it kind of on a 45 and came down this way. And my plan here is to put another post going down the hill, and you can see the other corner post down there. This will eventually all have posts across it. That area right there is going to be for the goats. Once you get down to this corner, we're going to turn and head up the hill there to the barn. I've never done anything like this, never put a fence in before, besides the fence here for the piglets, which was just T-posts, very simple to do. This will be a woven wire sheep and goat fence that we're putting in here. When we get up to here, we're going to put another corner in, lining up with that fence across the side there, and should be good to go. And the goats will live in this barn, and they'll have access to all this stuff outside here. So this is all new to me. Like I said, I did the fence for the piglets last spring when we ordered piglets, of which we have 4 more coming this year. They should be here in about 2 weeks. So that was my first ever fence project, and that went well, and learned a few things about it and how to do it. And then we decided that we wanted to get these goats. So we did what we always do when we just went and ordered the goats. We went and visited them. The lady that sells them, she has to vet you out. So we went and visited the goats, and my daughter and I went, and she got to meet us. We got to meet all them, and they had a bunch of them. We picked out the 3 that we wanted. So they're coming in about a month. So typical fashion for me, I ordered the goats, paid for the goats before we even had a fence. So then it was all about getting on YouTube, learning as much as I could about fences, and getting posts in the ground and trying to figure out how to put up a goat fence. So now for anybody watching that has goats, I would appreciate any and all advice that you want to give me. I've never had goats. We did get a lot of information from the lady that sells them to us. She's a big goat breeder, and she knew a lot, obviously, but my plan is to stop cutting this grass in here. I cut it the other day, and I kind of realized, boy, I should probably stop cutting that. So they have grass to eat. So I'm going to, for the next month, I'm just going to let this grow. And there's obviously some tall grass up there they can get to. I don't know if this is big enough. I'll measure it out, but 3 Nigerian dwarf goats. How much space do I need? And then we're going to supplement feed with hay. Any information that anyone out there has that they want to share, I would certainly appreciate it and welcome it. And let's get some posts put in the ground. So I'll show you some of the equipment I've been using. It's real simple stuff, nothing fancy. So I got obviously the fast drying cement. I've got the auger. That's just a cheap one from Harbor Freight, but it's been working amazing. Shovel, post hole digger. Got the drill, tape measure, level. Got a little can of marking paint. And we got these posts, just the classic posts from Tractor Supply. So I want to get the other braces off here, and then I'm going to run a string. So a few little tips and tricks I've learned along the way. One is that none of these posts are actually straight. Some are straighter than others, but they're just made out of logs. So when you're leveling them, the first one I spent 30 minutes trying to get it perfect. After a while I realized it's not going to be perfect because there's knots and curves and it's just not flat. So don't waste your time. Level 3 sides, get the cement in there or the rock or the dirt or whatever you're putting in. Level it up, get it really close. Put the dirt, secure it however you're doing that. For me, it's cement. Put your braces on and then come back, re-level it, and then just go stand back 15 feet on 2 or 3 different sides and just eyeball it. If it's 95% level with the level and it looks good to the naked eye, I'm good with it. I don't think you can actually get them perfectly straight. So in this situation, because I've already got the corner posts installed, what I'm going to do is just run a line between the two so I can figure out approximately where I want to put the other posts. So now this next post is part of a corner system, which is these, it'll be these 4. There's 3 others here. This is where I did the 45-degree angle. So I'm going to put another post in here, and this one's going to have an H-brace for strength so I can pull the fence down through here off of these 2. So my posts are 8 feet long, 96 inches. So I just figured that I need to make this post less than 8 feet, and that H-brace fits in there fine, and I'll just cut the post. So I haven't been getting too particular. Been doing approximately 7.5 feet. And I just figured I'd cut the post that's going to be the H and make sure it's less than 8 feet, and I should be good. And that gives me a nice little mark where to drill the hole. So let me grab the auger and we'll show you how that thing works. So if you have the extra cash to pick up one of these, I would highly recommend it. All right, we hit a pretty good rock there, so let me grab the post hole digger. All right, there's a few rocks there, but I'm not completely sure what it was hanging up on. Let's try it again. So like I said, it doesn't get a perfect hole. You still got to get the post hole digger in there, but it's loose. Very easy to pull out. You're not actually digging anything. The auger does most of the work. Get over here where the sun's not going to shadow it. That's all there is to it. You got to kind of be careful with this thing. It's got a lot of torque, and it'll get caught on something, spin around and smack you, but just be easy, go slow. Again, like I said, everybody's got a different system. This is what I landed on that I wanted to do. I just got a little like 1x2 here, but anything would work. I just kind of spread that gravel around. Grab the post. You gotta make sure the big end's, in the ground. Sometimes it's obvious, like on this one. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes they're about the same size. And I just check real quick to see if it's even close, or if I need to do any more work before I put that cement in. So because this is on a hill, it's sometimes could be leaning this way. So I just want to double check and make sure that it is able to level, which it is. And then I dump a bag of cement in there. You want to stay away from breathing too much of that. Once I've got one on, I level. We're good that way. Check this side. It's real easy to kind of set it in place with that dry cement in there. And now it's 95, 98% level. All right, so now before I do anything, I get back in line and I just kind of look at it. And you can see the other post back there. And it looks pretty straight. So I'll come all the way down here. And I'll just kind of look at it. And does it look straight? Really just don't want any large bow in the fence, anything that's going to look awkward or strange. But to me, that looks fine. So we're going to put some water in that hole and call it a day. So I'm going to carry on and do a post every 10 feet, coming all the way down this hill, and eventually making my way to this corner and trying to decide if I want to put a gate on here or not. I'm not sure yet, but I'll check back in when I get that done. All right, so the post is in. Had to do a little tweaking with that one and enlarge the hole because it was a little crooked, but I like to do the visual test like I talked about. Stand back and see if everything looks straight. You got the string and you got your level, but the visual alignment test, just how it looks, is very important too. So next thing to do, drop another post right here 7 feet away from this corner, and I'm going to do that real quick here, and then we'll come back tomorrow and we'll put the horizontal pieces in.